There's a scene in season 5 of Phineas and Ferb that I genuinely can't stop thinking about. And it's not part of the main adventure or a big dramatic moment. It's about Carl the Intern. And honestly, it might be one of the most quietly emotional scenes the show has ever done. Carl's always been a background character, funny, loyal, and often the butt of a joke. But in this episode, we see the full scope of his life outside of AUCA, the organization without a cool acronym. He's not just a sidekick to Major Monogram or a voice on a monitor. He's also working multiple jobs. He's a waiter, a birthday party clown, and a pizza delivery guy. And on top of that, he still shows up for his internship at AUCA, which is completely unpaid.
Carl, cheering up children. Carl, moonlighting as a party clown. Carl, with fish in a fountain. He's so much more than an intern. Carl, delivering pizzas. Carl, but the elevator's down. Carl,
And the way he's treated is rough. Monogram constantly interrupts his shifts, accuses him of goofing off, and blames him when things go wrong. At one point, Monogram even says sarcastically, "What are we even not paying them for?" Like Carl's hours, effort, and presence don't mean anything because he's not on a payroll. So when Carl shows up exhausted, just trying to deliver another pizza on time, he's met with a voice behind a door yelling, "It's been over 30 minutes, that means my pizza's free." It's the kind of thing Carl's probably heard 100 times before. But when the door opens, both he and the customer freeze, because it's Major Monogram, Carl's boss. And instead of softening the moment, Monogram doubles down. He looks at Carl in full pizza delivery uniform and says, "Maybe if you hadn't wasted your evening on silly antics."
Sorry for the delay.
It's been over 30 minutes. That means my pizza is free. Carl, is that you?
Major Monogram?
Carl, cheering up children.
Well, Carl, if you hadn't wasted your evening with all your silly antics, maybe you'd be able to deliver a pizza on time.
And that's when Carl finally snaps. He pulls the pizza box back and forth and fires back. "They're not silly antics. I've told you 3 times. Those are my part-time jobs." But Monogram just shrugs and said he thought Carl was joking.
Silly antics? I've told you 3 times now. Those are my part-time jobs.
Well, I thought you were joking about that. But, seeing you in uniform and handing me a pizza, I admit I might be mistaken.
That's when Carl truly lays it all out. "I'm an unpaid intern, sir. How do you expect me to pay rent?" Monogram's answer, "With experience?" Carl doesn't even laugh. He tells him that he has to pay his own parking at AUCA, meaning the internship isn't just unpaid, it's costing him money.
Sir, I'm an unpaid intern. How do you think I afford to pay rent?
With experience and exposure?
I even have to pay for my own parking at AUCA. This internship is actually costing me money.
He slumps down in the hallway and sits on the floor, shoulders heavy, voice quieter now, and he says something that's so honest, it hurts. "I love this job, but if I keep having to work like this, even in my off hours," and then he just trails off, because what more is there to say?
I love this job, but if I keep having to work like this, even in my off hours,
And in that moment, finally Monogram listens. He sees Carl and tells him, "You're not just an intern. You're one of the hardest workers I know." It's a small line, but it means everything. Because Carl isn't just a comic relief. He's the overlooked backbone of the agency. Maybe it's just a cartoon. Maybe it's played for laughs. But this scene, it's for every intern who's worked overtime, for exposure, for every unpaid worker who was told they should be grateful just to be there, for everyone who's ever carried the weight of a full-time job while being treated like an afterthought. Carl deserves better, and for once he finally got it.
Carl, I see firsthand just how much you do for AUCA. And although it goes without saying, I'm going to say it. You are one of the hardest workers I know. You're not just an intern, you're more than an intern.
Thanks, sir. That means a lot.
In fact, why don't you come on in and enjoy a slice on me? And I've even got a special surprise for you. Your getting paid.
I'm being promoted to paid intern?
No, for the delivery, even though it was 37 seconds late. But I will be sure to validate your parking. A paid intern. That would be preposterous.
Wow, I think my career just took a giant step forward.